Alright, so I just finished watching this movie called The Bad Guys. So you got this wolf and you got a snake. They're like best friends and whatnot. And they're like celebrating Snake's birthday, but Snake hates celebrating birthdays. They try to pay for their food, but everybody's scared of them and shit. But they're actually going their way to go rob a bank. Honestly, this first scene reminds me of something from Pulp Fiction, but yeah. So they walk in this bank, casually rob it, then they get in their getaway car. Now another person on their team is Tarantula. Now, this Tarantula does technology throughout the group, changing all the red lights green and shit. Then you got Piranha, he's like the local crazy nigga of the group. But for some reason when he gets nervous, he starts farting. They can pretty much clear out a whole room. Then we have the shark of the group. The shark is basically like some espionage that has like disguises and whatnot. Who will fall for these disguises? Literally nobody, but that's the joke. So that's your 5-man duo. But yeah, the snake can crack safes and the wolf is basically the leader of the group coming up with the plans. And they got this big ass sergeant that's like the leader of the cops, and obviously the cops is chasing them niggas. And they always end up getting away. So they end up going to this tunnel, and it's basically their stash house. They got a bunch of loot, all types of shit. So they're going to the news and they're talking to this fox lady who call Miss Marmalade. She's like the governor or whatever. So our criminals obviously do it for the money, but more so they do it for the pride. But the governor just happened to tear down their pride. They say, honestly, she's just not even mad, she's just disappointed. Doing third-rate crimes and shit. So you know that's getting under the wolf's skin. So the wolf's got this sick smile where he's like, yeah, I know you up to something. So they're supposed to be having this Met Gala event, and the prize is like this Dolphin trophy. Now the Dolphin trophy is supposed to be given to this guinea pig because he's like the most goodiest two shoes of all of the entire city or whatever. What our 5 bad guys are going to do is steal the Dolphin trophy. Now they're thinking to themselves, wait a minute, everybody that's tried to steal this trophy is either dead or in jail. It's surrounded by round-the-clock security, all this other stuff, right? So then the wolf is coming up with this plan so they'll be able to get this trophy. He's like the George Clooney of the fucking outfit. But really, he's planning it out like on some Ocean's 11 shit. But really, he wants to steal the trophy to let them notarize as the #1 gangsters and thieves in the world or whatever. So they go to the Met Gala, and between that, he ends up meeting up with the governor. You can tell there's something there, but basically he's really just trying to sweet talk her and shit. As he ends up swiping a diamond off her while kissing her hand. This diamond's gonna come up later. Then afterwards, the rest of the crew's implementing their plan. It gets to a point where he's on the steps and he almost tries to steal money out this lady's purse, but accidentally ends up saving her. So technically the wolf has done a good deed. You know, this is something new in his repertoire. His tail starts wagging and shit. Then he's like, yeah, whatever. All right, back to the plan. Basically, they're able to steal the dolphin and they're about to go out and, you know what I'm saying, get on with their plans. But the guinea pig is sad. He's like, I don't even need the dolphin. He gives this little heartfelt speech and shit. The wolf turns around like, what the fuck? He's feeling his heartfelt speech. His tail starts wagging again, but his disguise starts falling off. They're like, oh, it's the bad guys. And then they end up getting caught with the dolphin trophy. So basically, they're about to get carted off to jail. But then the wolf sweet talks Miss Marmalade again. He's like, yeah, we're crooks, we deserve it, but bottom line is we were never given a second chance in life. Just look at us. He gives this big old speech, and then the guinea pig decides he wants to do an experiment on the 5. He wants to take responsibility for them so they can transform their ways and become good guys. Because guinea pig is like the nicest person on the planet, they're going to trust him with this plan. The governor gives him the okay, but she's like, okay, but this is your responsibility. So they take him out to this mansion. He's got this lamp. It's like a heart lamp that turns on and on. It looks like a meteorite or something. Piranha keeps saying it looks like a butt. You're just like, all right. This lamp will come into play later on too. So they're doing all this stuff, trying to walk old ladies across the streets, save kitties out of trees. Obviously, all this stuff doesn't work at first. So Guinea Pig comes up with the idea to use the talents that they already have. So he wants them to break into this lab facility and save 200,000 guinea pigs that are stuck in there. Basically, set them free. Now, the problem with this plan is snakes love to eat guinea pigs. But apparently he's never had one before and he's always had a taste for one. So imagine him trying to help rescue 200,000 of them shits. They end up sneaking through the gates and the snake is the first one to get to him. It's like, that's a problem. So the rest of the crew get to the door and guess what? Snake then smashed all them niggas. So now while the wolf is trying to get him to spit him out or whatever like that, our original guinea pig is in front of the front door because you got a whole bunch of people out there like, save the guinea pigs. Unfortunately, our bad guys press the wrong button and end up opening the main door. Also, you see guinea pigs flying out. You see the bad guys in there. I mean, the snake was damn near trying to eat them. It had something fly in shark's mouth. So obviously they look like, what the fuck? Obviously, this doesn't go well with the governor. So she's threatening to call this whole thing off and throw him in prison. When she has this long discussion with the wolf personally and sticks him to the side, she's like, she can't do it. Because she has faith in the wolf to be able to turn the crew around. So she's basically giving him one more chance. Now we get this scene where the wolf is talking to the kitty that's still stuck in the tree, and he actually gets the kitty out the tree. All this time going down, his boys is watching, and on top of that, the guinea pig was watching too as he film recorded it. That's on like Instagram and everybody's seeing it like, oh, they could really be good guys. Now the wolf had told his guys like original plan was to pretend to be good guys so they could be able to go out to treat the real dolphin and be bad guys again. But the problem is the wolf is actually starting to feel this good guy shit. After niggas go back to bed, Snake overhears Wolf and Guinea Pig talking. Now Guinea Pig's like, I see the potential in you, but not so much your friends. You might have to choose between your friends or being good. You know what I'm saying? So Snake is talking to Wolf in the bed like, yeah, you gonna stick to the plan, right? He's like, I always stick to the plan. That's what we do. But that's his boy, so he like, all right. So now the crew does a couple good deeds. It goes on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. So now they're like, we're reformed into society. So now the plan is they're going to go to this gala thing and accept their appreciation award. But in the process of the lights going out, they're going to switch a Dolphin award with a fake Dolphin award and casually walk off scot-free while being pardoned. So when it's time for Wolf to give the acceptance speech, he has this button to push in his back. And once he pushes the button in the back, the lights go out and they can do what they do. So they get to the gala. Wolf ends up dancing with Miss Marmalade. Classic. They kind of feeling each other, all that shit. Then it's time to get him on stage for the acceptance speech. But when the Wolf is introduced to the guinea pig, he doesn't push the button. So you're like, wait a minute, is he really trying to be a good guy now? Snake's thinking to himself, this motherfucker's double crossing us? But then somehow the lights go out anyway and somebody really does steal the Dolphin trophy. You're like, what the fuck? And it was supposed to be a message after it showing the Wolf was like, hey, suckers. Apparently they didn't turn off the message. So apparently somebody else stole the trophy, but now the bad guys are being, they're being blamed for this shit. So they end up locking them up and they about to send him to prison for real this time. But before that happens, Wolf writes down something for Miss Marmalade to take and gives it to her. Then he says to her, take it all back before they lock her up, before they lock them up. Now Guinea Pig says, before they lock him up, I gotta have a word with him. So he closes the door so he can talk candidly between him and the 5 guys. Then Guinea Pig tells him the secret. Turns out, Guinea Pig is actually a bad guy the whole time. He stole his own damn trophy that they was gonna give him anyway. What? So the thing is, he's got this meteorite, right? But the meteorite won't work unless he has the Dolphin trophy. So what does he need this meteorite for? So remember the bunch of guinea pigs that they got released earlier? That was all part of his plan. He's gonna use the Dolphin trophy to set off this signal a lot big enough for the meteorite to be able to control any guinea pig within like the area. So why does he want to control all these guinea pigs? So he can use them to steal Brinks trucks that are going to children's hospitals. All these Brinks trucks that he's gonna get were equipped up to $1 billion. I'm like, what the fuck? He basically needed the bad guys to look like good guys so when everything happens, they could basically take the fall. But he has literally been playing them since the beginning. Remember the old lady the Wolf saved the first time they went to the gala? Turns out that was actually Guinea Pig in disguise. He's been planning this shit right from the start. So now 5 guys are about to go to jail. Snake feeling betrayed by Wolf because he's about to go good and shit. The beef happens. They get to the prison. All of a sudden this ninja comes out of nowhere and starts whipping up on CEO's asses. Turns out the ninja is Miss Marmalade. We're like, what the fuck? And her real name, she goes by the Crimson Paw. So yes, apparently the governor at one point in time was the world's biggest thief. All right, so when the Wolf gave her this paper right before he went to jail, it was basically the location to their hideout. So obviously they confiscated everything, and I guess at that point, the governor saw some good in him. And now we find out she used to be one of the biggest international jewel thieves in the fucking world. How'd she go from that to becoming governor? So then she gives this backstory about one time she actually tried to steal the Dolphin trophy. But then she thought what she was doing was wrong, and she decided not to do it. So after she frees all of them, Wolf decides to go with her, but the rest of the crew is like, nah, we ain't fucking with you. We still bad guys. You put messed up in the plan. You double-crossed us. Snake is mad as shit, dips off. The rest of them don't want to go with Snake, but they follow him anyway. So then Crimson Paw takes Wolf to her house. Looks like a regular house, but then she pressed this button to open up a refrigerator, I guess like a secret entrance. She's got this underground cave with all this Batman equipment. Oh, by the way, one of the scenes she was able to slip back and get her diamond back. Once again, I'm gonna tell you about the diamond in a minute. She also ended up stealing Wolf's car somehow and spit shining it, making it nice and clean again. So now they gotta find a way to stop Guinea Pig. The rest of the crew goes back to the hideout and sees it's completely emptied out. The only thing in the freezer was 1 push pop. Now Snake is always greedy about his push pops. He never shares it with Shark. But this time he saw Shark go distraught. He just gave him the push pop without even thinking about it. Everybody was like, wait a minute, did you just do a good thing? And Snake is trying to deny that shit like, no, we don't do good, we bad. But everybody else gets this good feeling all of a sudden and Snake is like, fuck out of here. He ends up dipping out. So now Wolf and Crimson Paw end up getting to the hideout. And you see the Dolphin statue just sitting there. So Crimson Paw's thinking to himself like, obviously it's a trap. Wolf touches it, gets shocked, and they end up getting tied up. It's a trap. It's a trap! So then Guinea Pig starts explaining his evil plan, which I already just told you. But then Wolf is thinking to himself like, if you knew we was going to get locked up in prison, how'd you know we'd even be here? And there comes Snake. He did the double crossing. Now he's working with the Guinea Pig. Because he would be good, he would be bad. Fuck all that shit. So now as they leave, they're about to get chopped up by some rotating blades and shit. And who comes to save the day? Shark, Tarantula, and Piranha. So now their plan is to find some way to steal the meteorite and get it to the proper authorities. So they get the meteorite and get out of there, but the only problem is it's still being controlled. So now what they gotta do is find the trucks and put trackers on them to be able to control where the trucks are going. So basically it gets to a point where they were about to return the meteorite, but then they stop and think to themselves like, yeah, Snake betrayed them, but bottom line is they gotta go back and get him. So they go back to try to get Snake. Meanwhile, Snake and Guinea Pig are in his helicopter trying to get the meteorite back. So Snake is like, hey man, Guinea Pig, yo, Wolf is too slick of a driver. You ain't gonna be able to catch him. He's like, yeah, you're right. So I'm gonna need to use a bargaining chip. And he basically kicks Snake over the edge. He's like, yo, what the fuck? So he tells the Wolf like, hey, you want your friend back? Give me a goddamn meteorite. But Guinea Pig ain't stupid. He's looking over the side where he sees the bridge is out. So it takes the meteorite back, but ends up kicking Snake off the plane, and he's like flying in midair, slow motion and shit. They're trying to catch Snake in slow motion, but the car's falling, all these niggas fall, they about to die and shit. The Wolf is like, fuck that shit, we ain't dying, I still got the grappling hook. They save themselves, car gets destroyed. Who's at the scene of the crime? Big Chief. So now basically they're all there and they say, you know what? We're gonna take responsibility for what we've done. You can go ahead and arrest us. Chief is like, really? She's so happy that she starts going to this big ass speech. You know, when I was 6 and da-da-da-da-da, I was like, all right. So Guinea Pig is still flying with the meteorite and they're just like, oh, look, Guinea Pig has got the meteorite. He saved the day. Yay. So then he puts on this good guy act all of a sudden again. And our 5 guys are like, oh my God, is he gonna get away with this again? And Snake comes out like, you thought you got the drop on me? Better, yeah, I got the drop on you. We're like, what are you talking about? Because the guinea pig couldn't control the other guinea pigs no more with the meteorite. So he's like, what the heck is going on? Turns out that's not the meteorite. That's the lamp lookalike version of the meteorite. The real meteorite is still back at the base being blown the fuck up. See, Snake has switched the lamp and the meteorite the whole time. So that's why when the Wolf and the crew had the meteorite, they thought nothing was being able to work or go down. They actually had the lamp the whole time. So then they take him off to jail or whatever like that. But in the process, the lamp accidentally falls on the guinea pig and all of a sudden this diamond comes out. And we're like, wait a minute, that's the Crimson Paw's diamond. But it turns out that's a diamond that she had stole a couple years ago. And so because it was on a guinea pig, they think he's the Crimson Paw. So I know you're thinking to yourself, how the hell does he have the diamond? So let's go back. At the scene where the Wolf and Crimson Paw got captured, he had noticed the diamond on her ring and he ends up taking it off her. So basically he had it in his possession. So that's how he had it. So Snake had this whole plan set in motion to be able to trick the guinea pig or whatever like that. Now when I told you about the push pop that was in the fridge when they found out everything that they had stole was gone, turns out the Wolf actually put the push pop in the fridge. But then I thought to myself, when did Wolf have time to go back to the spot after being freed from prison? This happened right when the crew was breaking up and right when the Wolf was about to go to Crimson Paw's hideout. Found time somehow. Anyway, Pig gets locked up for Crimson Paw's crimes. The rest of the crew only did like a year in jail for like good behavior or something like that. They got out of jail, they're like, all right, what do we do now? And guess who picks him up? The Crimson Paw, right there. They all get in the car and drive off. The end. Crazy. The Bad Guys on Netflix. Yeah.